We are on to the person who has won the Nerrad Tap Kit.
It's a mains water flushing kit. I need to cut the hoses down. 3 metre one for your flow, 3 metre one for your incoming main, and a 3 metre one for your return. That's the hoses now, all made up with the fittings in the end, and I've just attached them onto the unit just to show. Doesn't really matter which way you connect it, to be honest, because you can flick it directional with that. And if you look through the thermal image in there, you can see that is completely cold. So that's the cold running mains water going through there at the minute. Been on for 2 or 3 minutes now, and as you can see, it's pushing what is left of the warmth out. And see what MagnaCleanse unit has caught.
Now the winner is Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Before you go anywhere, at the end of this video, I'm going to let the person know who has won the Nerrad Tap Kit. So hang on till the end of the video and I'll tell you exactly who has won that. Right, my previous video, a lot of people have been messaging me about it, about the Thomas Dudley tour. And a lot of people were surprised that the Thomas Dudley siphons and cisterns and ball valves and everything else that they sell is still produced in the UK. Thomas Dudley being one of those, dare I say, a great British company, has got some heritage. It's over 100 years old, and as people have said, it's great to see that a company like that is still building the products in this country, still using a local labour force, and you know, just carrying on with the whole made in Britain thing. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up into the corner so that you can just take a look at that video. But it is dead interesting, I think, and I will be doing a lot more with Thomas Dudley in the future. So what else have we got? So today's video is something I've wanted to do for ages. It is the THOROUghFLUSH mains flushing kit. Now, people will say, you've got a MagnaCleanse unit, is that not good enough? And you'll see in the video, MagnaCleanse unit is attached to, or I've attached it to, the THOROUghFLUSH unit. Just so that it's a visual thing at the end. You can see the amount of crap that's coming out of the system. But yeah, the two sort of different products. The THOROUghFLUSH unit is something that has just got mains water going through it, so it's completely flushing the system out, as you'll see. And it's interesting as well that with it, I'm not using any, I use a chemical to flush the system through, but once all that is flushed out, I'm not putting any inhibitor in. Ricky, whose THOROUghFLUSH unit is what I'm using, is a big advocate of chemical-free flushing and chemical-free heating systems, because a lot of these chemicals release, I don't know a lot about it, Ricky's sort of enlightening me a little bit, but chemicals release stuff, even though it's an inhibitor, it releases stuff into the system, which can cause an issue. So with this one, I've completely flushed it through with mains water, and it's just been filled up with just water, because you know, there's nothing in there that is going to foul up the system inside. So that's just a little overview. It's got it to come. And before we go, before I let you get on with the video, due to very, very, very popular demand during December, I am again doing the Unilite SLR-1750 for 50 quid. I'll put all the links below, but the amount of people that have had one of these units from the last time I did it in October for 50 quid, and they're raving about them. I think, as I've said, I think this is the best product that Unilite do for me. It's a great light, fits under units perfectly. It's great for in roof spaces when we're working up there. It's got a power bank attached to it. It's proper bright, as you all know. So I'm not going to flog it too much, but again, this is on offer, 50 quid. Hit the link below, and it'll only be for December. That's enough waffle from me. I'll let you get on with it, but remember to hang around till the end of the video, because I will be giving away the Nerrad Tap Kit.
So it's Sunday morning, and I've got in front of me a kit that I've wanted to use for quite a while now. It's to run alongside my Adey MagnaCleanse unit that I use for flushing heating systems. It is the THOROUghFLUSH heating system flushing kit. Now, Ricky, whose business this is a really, really top guy. He's an engineer, so he knows what he's on about, but he just felt like he needed to bring something like this to market to run alongside the other heating flushing systems that are out there. It's a mains water flushing kit that you connect your mains water feed obviously to it here, and then it connects onto your heating system and flushes through. Now, the kit that Ricky's put together
is the actual main unit here, which is a properly nice bit of kit, all sort of branded and solid, a solid unit. But what he does as well, he supplies all the bits, the hoses, the bag. You've got the other two little bags here to put your fittings in and your unit in when you're finished with it. And obviously you get 30 meters of hose that you cut down to length to suit however which way you want to do it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to read off here briefly what it does, because it's just a lot easier than me trying to explain what it is. So basically you've got your ports A, B, your inlet here and your outlet there. So let's read what we've got on here. The water supply is connected to the inlet connection, obviously there. Connections A and B are connected to your heating system pipework via your preferred method. The outlet connection is directed to a suitable foul drain to dispose of wastewater. Setup is possible in less than 5 minutes. So what it is, you basically connect your cold feed to here. Now what I am going to do when I come to use it properly, I'm going to put an adjustable pressure reducing valve in here with a double check valve just to cover my arse on it. And sometimes I go to properties where the mains is, you know, could be 2 bar or 3 bar or whatever, but I just want to be able to regulate it a little bit. So I'm going to fit that there. Water flows through the system in the direction selected on the device, removing contamination debris as it passes through the pipework and radiators. Water flows back to the device. Water flows back to the device via the opposite connection and exits via the outlet connection to a foul drain. Flow can instantly be reversed by turning this knob here. So basically flow, return, going around your system. Then if you want to shift it the other way, just flick that toggle and it will shift the direction that you're pumping it around the system. So it's just agitating the water within the system a lot better. And then this is your outlet. Just open that up and it will dump out all the crap out your system, which is what we want. I don't know if you can make that out, but I will put links to everything anyway. So yeah, in, out, and then off to the wastewater. Other tasks can be completed while flushing, as there is no risk of tanks overflowing or pumps running dry. Adequate flow and pressure are required from the mains supply for this device to operate correctly. It's that simple, dead effective. It complies with flushing methods as described in BS 7593 Code of Practice. But it's little things like the system can be cleaned in under 90 minutes, average 8 rads on a sealed system, removes all types of contaminants during the process, not just magnetite. Bidirectional cleaning means all the chemicals will be flushed away. Instant system drain down and fill up. Small dimensions mean it can be stored easy. It's just a really good kit that everything will store inside here, and Ricky sort of covered everything on it. So today what I'm going to do is build it up. I need to cut the hoses down. Obviously I'm going to do 2 10-metre lengths, I think, and then 2 5-metre lengths. 10-metre lengths for the flow and returns, and then the 2 5-metre lengths for the inlet and the outlet. But obviously you've got, where are we? You've got to pop that together like that on the end of your hose, and then obviously with a little Jubilee clip. That'll go in there, tighten it up. But you've got to spend a little while just making it up, so you get all your washers for it and everything. So yeah, it's just a really good kit, one that I've wanted to get my hands on for a while. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day making this up, and then hopefully tomorrow, Monday, I've got a system to clean at a mate's factory unit. I think there's 7 or 8 rads on it, so it might be the maiden voyage for the ThoroUghFlush tomorrow. So I've just uncoiled the reel, ready to start cutting it, and I just done, funny enough, I just done a post on Instagram saying about the kit as well. And fair play to Ricky, he dropped me a message and just said if you need a little bit of guidance on hose lengths, what he uses his at, where he cuts his to. I was going to do sort of 10 metres. Now, what he said, and it makes a lot more sense, is do a 3-metre one for your flow, a 3-metre one for your incoming main, and a 3-metre one for your return. Maybe a 10-metre one for your discharge, so you could have that anywhere in the house, and the 10-metre would usually reach outside, and that will leave quite a little bit left over. But what you get with the kit is the jointing, the jointing couplers. So if worst case scenario was too short, you can just use your spare bit of hose you've got, pop a jointing coupler on it, and away you go. You can then double the length, if you like, of the discharge pipe. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut 3 at 3 metres, 1 at 10 metres, and then we'll begin to make up the ends on the ThoroUghFlush kit. That's 3 3-metre lengths for flow, return, and incoming main.
and then we've got one 10-metre length there for the discharge, and then we've got a load of spare hose there which we can use if need be to connect onto any of those fittings. What I'm going to do now is make up the ends in each of the hoses, so obviously 2 of them per hose, pop them into there, do it for that one, and the discharge hose. That's those 3 hoses made up with the fitting inside and obviously the Jubilee clip on. It's just dead straightforward to do. I'll just show you on this last one. Like so, just pop Jubilee clip on first, pop the fitting in like so, just push it as far in as you want really. There you go, get it to there, and then get your little socket on it and give it a tighten up. They are pretty good at sealing up these Jubilee clips on these rubber hoses, so I wouldn't worry too much about anything leaking. But yeah, we'll just get the other one of them made up in the end now, and then I'll do the spare hose as well, so they've all got them fittings on. That's the hoses now, all made up with the fittings in the end, and I've just attached them onto the unit just to show that they just connect on like that. As I've said, with this one I'm going to put adjustable pressure reducing valve and a double check valve on it, so that fitting there will go on the end of that. I'll probably make it so that will store as a unit, you just connect that on and then the hose on, just for a little bit of ease. Then obviously you've got your other little bits, your connections to however you're going to connect it to your flow and returns there and there, and the same if you need to connect it to a radiator, because you can connect them onto a rad and do it that way if that's the only way. Then you've got your little cap ends and this little bit as well, perfect little fitting to go on an outside tap or a washing machine tap or whatever. As I said, Ricky's just thought of everything. And then your washers, and I've got a little pot here to put the washers in, so I'm not going to lose them. Yeah, and as I said, we've got 2 little bags here to put your bits in, and then your main bag there. So that's the kit made up now, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow to trying this out on the heating system that we've got to flush through. So there you go, you've got all the hoses in there now, all the bits in the middle, and it's nicely packed away into the ThorougHFlush bag, if I can get the end of it connected in. Perfect, just sit in the van, looking cool in its bag. This cat has done my head in. I've been trying to film this all morning. That cat has been knocking bits around, fucking flicking stuff everywhere, so I kicked it out while I did it. But yeah, anyway, all packed away in there, nice and neat, through in the van. So we're having the first little outing of the THOROUGHFLUSH flushing kit on this little job. I told you we'd have a heating flush to do. It's only a fairly small one. We've got this rad here, we've got 2 rads in the toilets, a couple of rads in that room there, and there's 3 or 4 rads going down there. It's in the offices, so I'm not going to go in at the minute just to disturb them. Basically what we're going to do is, unfortunately with this Worcester, the pipe work is coming straight from the back, straight into the roof, into a void space that I can't get to. Ideally, I wanted to connect onto the flow and returns on the boiler, but as I said, unfortunately, we can't do it on this one. So I'm going to whip this rad off and connect the ThroughFlush onto where this rad is here. We're going to take the cold feed from the dishwasher there, so we'll disconnect that, come off there, and as I said yesterday in the video of building the hoses up, what I've done is I've put a double check valve here, an adjustable pressure reducing valve here. So let's say for instance we've got 3 bar of water pressure coming in, I can crank that down on that fitting there down to 1 bar or 2 bar or 3 bar or however I want it, but to be fair I'll probably do it as 1 bar going into all the system flushes. Obviously the unit there, which I've explained yesterday, inlet, so we'll connect A to that side of the rad, B to that side of the rad. This is the outlet, the dump hose. Now what I want to try and do, if I can, is connect it through the MagnaCleanse so that we can see all the crap that's coming out of the system. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on this one. I'll try. I bought the fittings to hopefully be able to do it. But at the minute, I've just put some, where's it gone? Put some, I can't find the bottle. Put some cleaner into the heating system. So we're going to run that up for an hour or so. just to get round the system, and then we can connect the THOROUGHFLUSH in and begin flushing it through. I say we're going to connect it onto that rad, and then we'll be able to flush each individual radiator along the system. Right, we're all ready, we're all rigged up. I've got all the THOROUGHFLUSH system in place now, so let me just talk you through exactly how I've done it. So this is our incoming cold main. I've attached the hose there, so it's coming through here and into double check valve and our pressure reducing valve, and it's currently off at the minute. So we're ready to go there. We've just got to turn it on under the sink. We've connected the flow to that side of the radiator, connected the return to that side of the radiator. It doesn't really matter which way you connect it, to be honest, because we can flick it directional with that anyway. Then we've got the outlet here. Now the outlet here, what I want to do on majority of the flushes, if I can, is connect the outlet into my MagnaCleanse unit, because in that way everything that's coming out, everything that's being dumped out the system is going to go through obviously the two magnets on top of the MagnaCleanse. So we're going to go in the top of that one, so we're going to swirl around in there, out there, and then that one, if I can untangle it, and that's it. So that hose there will be what goes to the drain in effect. So we'll come out of the outlet there into here. I've made up a little fitting with the cam locks, so that will just attach into there like so, basically extending the outlet hose. So it will come through there. So this is all the water that's being dumped out through our magnets, so the magnets will pick up the magnetite that's coming out of the system, and the rest of it will obviously go out to the drain. People have asked what the difference between the MagnaCleanse unit and the THOROUGHFLUSH unit is. The MagnaCleanse unit only ever works one way. I love this unit, don't get me wrong, it's done me well. I think it's a really good product, but it only ever circulates one way around the system because it goes in line. Whereas the THOROUGHFLUSH system, you can flick it directionally, so you can pump it that way, then just with a flick of that knob it will shift everything going the other way around the system. So we're just about ready to go. So I'm going to get the MagnaCleanse unit out to the drain, get it all ready, and then we can turn the water on. Obviously turn the boiler off, so the boiler's not running when we're doing the flush, and then we can turn the water on and get it up and running and start flushing through the different rads that are in this building. So that's the step turned down, boiler is off, and what we'll do now, with that off there, we'll turn the water feed on, if I can reach it. So we've now got water up to this point, and it is just over 2 bars. So what I'm going to do is just turn that down ever so slightly. So we've got water, so we turn the water on, water's up to this point. So let's open this up now. So let's open that up. We'll open the valves of the heating up, and as you can see already, we've got a little bit of dirt going into the system. So let's open up this side of the heating, and you can already see, if you can make that out, the bits of crap that are within that pipework. Now obviously when we dump it out, everything is going to go through that MagnaCleanse unit, so we will be able to catch everything that we've got going on in there. Let's now turn the water off for a minute. I'm just trying to, it's the first time I've used it, so I'm just trying to gauge it. Let's turn the flow and return on. So we've now got the 2 heating pipes turned on. So let's now turn on the water, and as you can see, we've got just over 1 bar of pressure in that heating system. So as you can see now, circulating round. So at the minute the mains is pushing it whichever direction it is. Now at the minute the mains is pushing that water around that heating system, and you'll begin now to see some crap coming through the pipework. So it's currently doing what it needs to do. What I've been round and shut off all the rads up in the offices. I won't take you up there, I've got a couple of other rads to do in there, so I'll show you the process of doing it. But at the minute, all the rads in the whole system off, bar for the one at the far end of the office. So obviously our cold main's coming in,
the flowing returns are going out through that rad, but they're going up to swill that one out of the top, and every sort of 2 or 3 minutes or so I just change the direction. I don't see if you can see it, but when I open one of the other rads up, you'll see the amount of black crap and gunk that comes through. So I'll crack on with the other rads inside here, and then as soon as we come, we've got 2 rads in there and 2 rads behind me in the toilet area. So once we've done them and I've moved down, I'll show you how we're sort of doing it on these ones down here. But yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed, and as I said, at the minute this is the dump hose, so everything that's coming out of the system, as I've showed you, is running through the MagnaCleanse unit. So we're sort of, it's the best of both worlds, running the ThoroUghFlush with the MagnaCleanse unit. Can run it solo and just dump that out to the drain, but I just want to be able to catch the crap that's in it. So it's a visual thing, isn't it? You can then show the customer exactly what's been taken out of the system. Let's crack on with it and get the rest of them rads flushed through. Right, it's been a couple of hours or so now, and we've flushed the rads up in the far end of the building in the offices. I'll just quickly take you in and show you where we're at with this one. So we've done all them up there, and what we've got, if you look through the thermal image in there, you can see that is completely cold. So that's the cold running mains water going through there at the minute. So what we're going to do now we've done all the office area, we've got 2 more rads in here, one there, one there. Now if you look at the minute, I mean the heating's been off for probably 2, maybe 3 hours now, but if you look through there you can see there's still a little bit of heat still stored in that rad. The top of it is 17.5 degrees, the bottom of it is 14 degrees, so there's still a tiny little bit of heat left in these 2 rads. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this one first. So obviously all the rads in the system have been off bar for one, which we've been flushing through, and then turning that one off, the next one on, and so on. So what we're going to do now is open this rad up here. So let's make sure that side is fully open, and then we'll open this up. At the minute, let me just show you what it's like. It's just calibrating. But yeah, same as the other one, there's a little bit of residual heat still left in this one. So we'll open this one up, like so, and we'll go and shut off the other one that's in the office area, because we've finished flushing that one through now. So that's them all in that office area shut off, and now the water, the mains water will be, let's see if we can see it coming through. Go this side, yeah, you can just see it beginning to come through at 8 degrees, 9, 10 degrees coming through in that bottom corner. So where the blue is, that's the cold of the main coming in. So what we'll do, we'll flush this rad through, we'll run it through sort of 5 minutes going that way, flick the ThoroUghFlush and then run it that way, agitate the rad, knock the front of it with the agitator, and just move a little bit of debris that's inside there. Then we'll shut that one off, open this one up, and then we've just got the 2 that are left in the toilets to do. So it's currently running through here, and all it takes to switch the direction is that. So it's now running the opposite way, but we'll put it back that way for 5 minutes or so, just to run through that rad. So there you go, it's been on for 2 or 3 minutes now, and as you can see with the thermal imaging, it's pushing what is left of the warmth out. Obviously the metal of the radiator is going to hold a little bit, but as you can see the blue is where right now, I mean what's the blue, 10, 12 degrees. Yeah, it's pushing it through, and then we'll wait for that to go blue and then just switch it round so it's running in the opposite direction, and then as I said, shut that one off and do the same that one. Right, there we go, that one is completely running. Let's calculate. Yeah, that one's completely running now with complete cold mains water in it. So what we'll do, we'll open this one up, as you can see the heat in it. So we'll open this one up like so, and we'll shut this one down
and it will begin straight away. You can see it in that corner, look. Straight away there, it's beginning to flush through with the cold main. So we'll completely flush this one out, obviously that way, and then we'll flip the direction back the other way, get this one done, and get the other two in there, flush through, and then we can disconnect the hoses, flush it all out, get this rad on, and then get the boiler fired back up and begin to get some heat back into the offices because they're already going. Bloody hell, it's warmer outside than it is in here. Right, there we go. That is all the rads, all 9 rads flushed through with the ThoroUghFlush, and now I've opened them all up. So all the rads are open now in the offices, all the rads are open here, the 2 behind me in the toilet area. We're just giving it a 10-minute flush through of the whole system. Then what I'll do is shut off here and here, obviously turn our water off as well, so completely isolate that. Then I can fire the boiler back up, because as you can see at the minute we're 17 degrees going through, so yeah, it's just basically running through. Everywhere's crystal clear, as you can see, coming out inside there into the drain, it's completely clear. But we've still got to take the magnets out of the MagnaClean to see what we've caught. But yeah, what I'll do then is disconnect that, run the heating back up, get the heating back on inside there, get this rad back on, have a tidy up, and see what our results are like. So I've got that rad back on. I haven't turned it back on yet. I've just been sort of disconnecting the hoses, but I just wanted to come in here and see what MagnaCleanse unit has caught. I'm not sure, it might not have caught a lot. We'll have a look. Yeah, it's caught some little bits. Not a great deal, but little bits are better than no bits at all. Just goes to show that the system was, oh yeah, there's a fair few bits on there as well, which is always nice to see. So yeah, at least we caught some bits on there. So we'll finish getting this packed away, and then we have got the heating on at the minute. I'll quickly have a quick look, see how the room out the back is doing, because we've got some heat coming into these now. Let's have a quick look on the thermal imaging and see what we can pick up. Yeah, you can see the heat pushing its way through there, but it's only been on for 10 minutes or so, so we'll finish packing up and then come round and start balancing these rads out. So in these offices here, these are the rads we've done. As you can see now, that's complete uniform heat going through that rad. We've got 50 degrees up to 53 on that rad. Same on that one, no cold spots. Again, in here, we've got complete uniform heat through here, 52 to 57. What have we got? Yeah, max 52, centre of the rad 47. You can see it's just uniform all the way through. So yeah, that's all the ones in the office is done. And then we'll go and set the ones in the meeting room. And these two are the same in here, just equal heat all the way through, no cold spots, which is perfect. That's what we want. So this is the last rad. This is one we took off, and we've done all the whole flush through this rad here. I've not even got this one back on yet, so what we'll do, we'll turn this one on, get this one filled up, vented, repressurise the boiler, and then the heating system is just about done. So yeah, a good test. First outing with the ThoroUghFlush system, very impressed with it, and as I say, I had it working alongside the MagnaCleanse unit as well. So yeah, perfect sort of maiden voyage with it, very impressed with it, dead simple to use. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, I think I've got 2 other flushes to do this side of Christmas, so it'll be interesting to see how it works on those. First use of it, really impressed. So we're just letting the air out of this rad here, but you can see, can you work out where the drain plug is? Yeah, drain plug's just there at the top. But you can see the sort of the heat levels coming up in this rad, and it's perfectly good and completely flushed through as well. Yeah, I've just been round, checked all the other rads, and they're all coming through as these are. As for the ThoroUghFlush, it's a cracking unit. First time I've used it, really impressed with it. Flushing through with mains water and being able to flick the direction of it works a treat. And also running the dump out through the MagnaCleanse. Also gives the option of showing the customer what crap has been taken out of the system. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty pleased with that.
Right, there you go. That is it. I hope you enjoyed an overview of the first time using that THOROUghFLUSH mains flushing kit. As I said at the start, I did flush that all through, and it's just filled with water now. There's no inhibitor in it because there's a lot to read into it. Some people are pro putting chemicals in heating systems. Benchmark is a little bit here, there and everywhere with it. Other people say no, just fill it with water. That's the best way to do it. So I thought I'd give it a go. Drop a comment below what you think, what you prefer to do. I know there's going to be plenty of people that do inhibitor and chemicals in it, plenty of people that don't. So just let's have a valid debate on it. There is no right or wrong way of doing it. It seems to be in Europe they don't use any chemicals in any of the heating systems. So whether Britain's a little bit behind with that, I don't know, but I'm interested to hear what you think. Right, we are on to the person who has won the Nerrad Tap Kit. Now, what I did, I went through all the replies and had a lot of people replying on Instagram. Now, the winner is Aaron Brundle. I've got it written down there. Aaron Brundle 1257. So what I will do, I will get hold of Aaron somehow, way, shape or form. So Aaron, if you're watching this, you get a message from me from this account. Don't talk to anybody else unless it's me. I'll get hold of Aaron and I will get that kit sent out to him. So well done, mate. And thank you for everybody else who commented on the video and took part in trying to win the Nerrad Tap Kit. There's plenty more stuff to come. I'll be giving away plenty more stuff. But don't forget as well, if you want this, the SLR-1750 for 50 quid, all the details are below in the description. So again, thanks for watching and I'll catch you soon.